Meredith was at the sink. There were dirty dishes piled in stacks beside it. The water was running. Soap sudsing in a slow-growing mass. There were birds twitting in and out of the little redwood cluster springing up beside the driveway, outside the window, above the sink. The empty driveway. The sink full and warm and ready, she turned off the faucet but did not reach for a dish. Instead, she looked at the phone, resting in its cradle, like a contented mule in the mud, wishing it would ring. But if it did ring, what then? How might there be something in this worth talking about? What to say? Family came, then went. A void had been filled by their presence, but in that filling there had been a creating. For had she not been content before their arrival? Had not there been no voids worth shouting into, no echoes heard in the dead of night when waking to those small midnight sounds none can ever identify? But now there was this, in absence of light, a stillness, a series of moments like bilious clouds gathering dark in the air, waiting to be broken by the slightest of movements or even sounds. Before she had been happy. This she told herself over and over again, eyes lost in the branches of the redwood, ears tuned to the slow, quiet pop of dying soap bubbles in the sink before her. A great cloud had been lifted off and discarded with the arrival of her brothers and sisters. Now, what had for so long been muted by the woolen shroud of distance and time was thrust up into the immediate and the unavoidable. All was illuminated, visible, achingly alive. She was lonely. This much was true. How simple it had seemed to her, thinking of times long past, when the family you were born into was the family you died beside. Now things were different. No longer are the strings of familial bonds worked and wrought into a single concentric ball, fit to bounce in the love and closeness unique to the equation years shared plus genetic similarities equals egoless, godlike absolution. The passing of the last few centuries had created a stretching of these strings, a lengthening to shadow, and beneath even that, a distancing of one beating, loving heart from another. The phone rang, and the gathering clouds all shattered dark inside Meredith's eyes. It rang again. She picked up. The voice on the other end began, "Hello, this is a courtesy call regarding a debt." An automated telemarketer. She dropped the phone in the sink. She watched the hole in the bubble layer created by the phone's passing slowly close up, swallowing, albeit temporarily, the knowledge that a telephone had ever passed through it. Physical presence negated in an instant. Goodbye. So long. Adios. She blew into the bubbles, breaking them apart, pushing them aside, so that there was a space where she could just make out the phone, lurking lopsided and bloated by the light's refraction through the water. "Hello, phone, can you hear me?" The sound of her own voice startled her, pleased her, warmed her. "Hello, phone." She went to the knife rack above the stove and one by one took them all down. Why so many knives? Little knives, big knives, bread knives, old knives, new knives. She dumped them all in the sink. "Hello, phone. Game? Find the phone. Hello." Meredith was glowing. The bilious clouds broke dark and drove the dust from the ground, leaving it polished, gleaming. "Where are you, phone?" She thrust her hand through the bubbles and grabbed ferociously. A swirl of red. No phone. Hello? Game. She thrust her other hand in. Phone? Game. more red. It was like kneading dough, making pizza, only not. Clenching and unclenching with red, red glow, like a heart, like a heart, like a heart.